Nuk Hopkins trolling Davis Mills' role and a no bleep Sherlock report about a former and for many a hopeful future Houston Texan. Let's go.
Yeah. It's the Locker Room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey.
Welcome to the Locker Room, number one source for Texans daily digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 Central on Sports Radio 610 and the Odyssey app. So we have a lot of noise about the Houston Texans. Texans are going to hit the field again today. Last week, the story was Davis Mills. He says he's here to compete for the starting job. He was getting the starting reps. And it immediately leads to the question, should Davis Mills be mentoring CJ Stroud? The answer to that is hell no. First of all, do you want Davis Mills to be CJ Stroud's mentor? What's he going to teach him? Like Case Keenum? Maybe. Case Keenum knows this system. You can lean on him to learn this system. Davis Mills is just now learning this system. He doesn't know this system. Davis Mills is in the third year of his career. Case Keenum's been in the league for a long time. That's your mentor. Davis Mills should want to bust CJ Stroud's ass, and CJ Stroud should want to bust his. Now, are they going to sit there and shut each other off if they have questions? Probably not, but they can be a resource for each other. But this notion that Davis Mills needs to mentor CJ Stroud, why? What's he going to learn from Davis Mills? They should be competing. Whether it's a fake competition or not, they should be competing. Case Keenum, he's kind of the OG of this group. He's the one that's the mentor. He knows this system. He's the guy you can talk to about what to see and stuff. So the mentor is already in place. Mentor is a guy we're very familiar with. Case Keenum, the OG, the Coug OG. He is the mentor. Davis Mills, no. Oh, you're going to learn from him. He's learning the same system you're learning. He's around the same age. So, no, Davis Mills doesn't need to mentor him. Now, if and when CJ Stroud is a starting quarterback, Davis Mills should be a resource for him, whether that means showing him and telling him what he sees on tape, whether that means providing any resource that a backup quarterback can provide for a starter, then we'll get to that point. But at this point, before there's a starter named, there's no mentorship here when it comes to Davis Mills and CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud should be competing, and he should be trying to compete with Davis Mills while Case Keenum is kind of the overseeing. Don't know if you guys saw this weekend, but DeAndre Hopkins, he's trolling us all. I've made it clear. You can go back and check the video. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins is a fit here. I don't think it makes sense for the Texans. I don't think it makes sense for him. They're just at different points in their football lives. Nuk Hopkins needs to go to a contender and figure some stuff out. And we know DeAndre loves Houston, and DeAndre put the video up outside of NRG, Houston, Texas, this weekend. The internet immediately went nuts. Look, DeAndre lives here. DeAndre's got love for Houston. DeAndre knows what he's doing a little bit. He likes the love. He likes to play off the love. But he knew what he was doing, and he likes a lot of the places here. He's probably going to live here when he retires. Nuk Hopkins, big fan. I've said this many times, and I think you should be a big fan of it too. Grace's, the fried pork chop, my recommendation. Good espresso martinis too. Solid spot. That Grace's, good brunch spot too. The mimosas go in too. But DeAndre loves that spot. I love that spot. DeAndre loves Houston. We all love Houston. DeAndre, though, ain't playing football in Houston. It would be an absolute shock if that happened. Little Nuk Hopkins troll job. I saw an interesting report on DeAndre Hopkins. Jeremy Fowler has been the king of the weird report. The no-ish Sherlock report is what I call it. I had someone text me the other day or early in the offseason when Fowler put out our report. It's an award-winning journalist, been in the game for a long time, and he said, man, this guy never says anything. This guy never reports anything. This was his report from and Dove Kleeman, one of the big archivers, whatever you want to call it, aggregators, whatever you call the news thing, guy that doesn't break news but just takes stuff and archives it, which is a good resource. Shout out to him and Ari Myrov. But this is the report from Jeremy Fowler. Update: DeAndre Hopkins could be open to reuniting with Deshaun Watson and to signing with the Browns per Jeremy Fowler. Also heard that Bills and Chiefs are threats to sign him, but money might be an issue. Could be open to reuniting with Deshaun Watson. Could sign with the Chiefs or Bills, but money could be an issue. No kidding. Why don't you cover all your ground? This is the funniest Jeremy Fowler report since the Carolina Panthers got the number 1 pick in the draft. And he said, this was a real report. The Carolina Panthers could draft Bryce Young. They could draft CJ Stroud. They could draft Anthony Richardson. They could draft Will Levis. Thanks for nothing, buddy. Could go anywhere. He could decide to go to the XFL. Could. And you cover all that ground. Interesting times we are in. Hope everyone's having a good Memorial Day. I'm going to kick it off. I'm on the air today. We decided to take the Friday off instead of the Monday off. I'm sure a lot of you are hungover. Maybe a lot of you are hitting the pool or the lake or whatever right now. I'll be on the air today. I'll likely do a live stream as well. Hope everyone has a very, very solid Monday. The DeAndre Hopkins rumors are picking up. Hell, if he shocks the world, and I think Jeremy Fowler just reported that he could end up in Houston. If he does, we're all in this together. Appreciate everyone. Happy Memorial Day. Subscribe, like, right along with me. Fun times, good times. And we'll get the guys back on the field this week as well. We've got a lot in store for you, a lot of good content to keep coming. Have a good Memorial Day. Appreciate everyone.
Landlocked, got the game in the headlock. Localized every time, can't stop.